Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. And Barking Guy is with us. I was telling the Barking Guy about Dr. Campbell, who I watch on the internets. And Dr. John Campbell on YouTube. He had an interesting study yesterday. There's some research coming out of South Africa, which is where the Omicron came from. Or at least that's what it looks like. It swept across South Africa first and then made it around the rest of the world. He said, here's what the studies are starting to show. Now, this is a small study, hasn't been, widely researched yet. But if you've been vaccinated, or you've had a prior infection to the Delta variant or the Alpha variant or the Beta variant, whatever, you are not as protected against getting an infection from the Omicron variant and having some mild symptoms from it. If you're vaccinated, you're in a much better position to have just the mild symptoms and not require hospitalization and all that. But it doesn't appear that the vaccination or the prior natural immunity is as protective against developing symptoms from an Omicron exposure. But what seems to be interesting is the other way around does seem to be beneficial. In other words, if your exposure is to the Omicron variant, you get the Omicron variant, you develop some symptoms, and you recover from the Omicron variant, it now seems that you have natural immunity that will protect you against the Delta variant and the other variants of the virus that's out there. And, I'm not sure how to interpret that, but that's an interesting, if that's true. And I'm not a doctor. Please do not take any of my advice. Don't do anything based on anything that I say. Do your research, talk to your doctor, and all that. Uh-huh. But if this turns out to be accurate, then why are we masking everybody up? Why are we masking kids? Why are we not letting kids? I mean, we're not here in New Mexico yet, but other parts of the country, we're starting to see shutdowns and kids not be allowed to go back to school, colleges implementing these types of things. I don't know. That doesn't seem like the right approach based on this particular variant of the virus. But again, I am not. Don't do anything based on anything that I say. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your healthcare officials. Do your research. But it's going to be very interesting to see if this turns out to be somewhat accurate. What Dr. Campbell is discovering from some of the research that they're doing on these people that have been exposed to it. The other thing he's keeping an eye on is South Africa and Australia. South Africa's immunity is largely natural. Very low vaccination rate in South Africa. Australia's immunity is from vaccines. They're a highly vaccinated population. And they both look like they're taking the approach, if you're feeling bad, stay home. If you get sick, then get tested to see if, what we need to do to treat you. And they're coming off with the masks and the mandates and all this other kind of stuff. So interesting to see. And then you throw into the mix Israel, which their population is very receptive to what their government health officials say. They're very trusting in their government health officials. And they've authorized the fourth shot, in essence, the third booster. Because you remember the original series was you got the shot, and then 2-3 weeks later you got the first booster, right?
Yeah.
Now they're pushing the second booster or the third shot in this country. In Israel, which again is a highly vaccinated population, now they're saying, okay, we've authorized a fourth shot, a third booster, if you will. And so you've got a lot of people saying, well, is that really the best way to go? Or is is countries like the United States going to take the lead from Israel, and about every 6 months are going to be pushing a different booster out there. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But it's all kind of interesting to see. But Dr. John Campbell is another person. I mean, there's a lot of people out there you probably should pay attention to and listen to. Dr. Campbell's another one that I would add to your list of commentators on this, and hopefully give you some good sound advice on how to move forward with all this. Anyway, Barking Guy is here. Good to see you. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year.
I did. Happy New Year to you.
Well, thank you.
Happy New Year to our audience.
Yeah. So we made it through. Things are starting to get back to normal as far as sports schedules, and you want to look back over the last couple of weeks and kind of bring us up to date in case anybody missed any of the scores from over the Christmas break.
Sure. We'll start with boys basketball. Carlsbad 43, Artesia 41.
Boo.
We came back, got a 3 at the buzzer, but not enough to win. Then we went to the Hobbs tournament. Gallup 65, Artesia 52. Mayfield 57, Artesia 38. We just couldn't buy buckets.
It was. I'm sure it was painful to watch if you were a coach. I'm sure it was painful to watch if you were a player. It was definitely painful to watch if you were a fan.
Yep, and painful to listen as well.
Oh my gosh. It's not that they weren't getting shots or taking shots. They weren't going in for some reason.
Yep. But then it was Artesia 68, Pewaukee 47.
Yep.
3 Bulldogs were in double figures. Nick Sanchez with 15 points, Diego Weston with 13, and Riley Jarrett with 10. Riley was 2 boards short of a double-double with 8.
Wow.
So the Dogs finished in 7th place. And on the girls' side, Carlsbad 47, Artesia 34. And then they went to the Las Cruces Holiday Hoopla. Valencia 38, Artesia 36.
Coach said if they'd have made a few more free throws, they might have won that game.
Yep. But then it was Artesia 53, Manzano 35. Artesia 58, Deming 40, so they were consolation champions. And then it was 38-30, Artesia over Deming.
In Deming.
In Deming.
Yeah.
Smorgasbord time is here.
Hey.
It's Sunday, February 6, 2022, at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church, St. Damien Center from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Drive-through takeout only. Cost is $10, and they're having enchiladas and all the things that go with them.
And this is basically the same format as what they did a year ago. Yeah.
And tickets are now on sale from Any Altrusen, and I bought mine from Brown Drug.
Ah, I bet you did. Brown Drug, huh?
Yep.
There you go. And he's got it right there, folks.
Right there.
Yeah, hold it up to that camera right there. There you go. Awesome. There.
And they'll sell tickets anytime they're open, Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
That's right. That's right.
That's when they're open. I like to go there because I know I can buy a ticket anytime they're open.
And they also, I think you can order knives there, too.
Yes, they have the knives there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know an Altrusen, by all means, buy it from them.
Yeah, because they were given their book of tickets that they have to be responsible for, so.
Yep. And we have a golf cart raffle.
Oh, okay.
$20 buys a chance to win a 2021 golf cart and trailer. Drawing to be held during Pack the Pit Night, February 15th, 2022. Winners responsible for tax, title, and license need not be present to win, and you can buy them at any home basketball game.
That's the one. I think I saw it the week of the City of Champions Classic. I think they had it parked out there once or twice that week.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And we got this week in Old Time Radio history.
Okay. Do you want to go through that, or do you want to save that for after the news break?
Tell you what, we'll save that one for after the news break, but we got some radio quotes.
Okay, let's do the radio quotes.
Find your joy inside yourself. Michael Berry, guest host on Clay and Buck, quoting Rush Limbaugh.
You know, what did you think of his job filling in for Clay and Buck last week?
I think he did it. I think he did fine.
He's out of Houston.
Yeah.
And I wondered, Lon and I were talking about it, was he one of the people that Premier considered to take the Rush Limbaugh show? He's actually syndicated by Premier. You can, he's available on via the Premier Radio Network. I think, I mean, the guy seems like a really nice guy, but there's a couple of things in his past that are on his Wikipedia page that I don't think Premier was ready to deal with, which may have, and again, I'm just speculating. I have no idea. I have no inside information. None of those people call me and say, hey, what do you think? But I think he may have had a couple things happen that may have offended a couple people that Premier was not ready to deal with on that. All right, do you have some other quotes?
Yep. If you think wearing a mask in a supermarket is a big deal, don't go to China. Hugh Hewitt.
Okay. Was he advocating wearing masks at grocery stores? Is that what he was doing?
No, he was talking about China versus us.
Okay.
And viruses are going to virus. Monica Crowley, guest host on Sean Hannity about the coronavirus and its variants.
Well, that's true. I've heard that before not from her, but from other people, yeah.
The time big tech steals from you is time you never get back.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Commando.
I was going to say, that sounds like a Kim Commando quote.
That's what I have for the quotes.
Okay. So, stick around, folks. We've got more with the Barking Guy. We've got the schedule coming up this week, and then we've got the radio history part of our report, and a whole lot more coming up. So don't go anywhere unless you absolutely have to. And then if you do, take your phone or your radio with you, because then you can still listen when we come back on the other side of the news. This is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. That's the 93.7 FM thing. Some people may not know that we actually have an FM station for KSVP. It's 93.7 FM, which is a straight simulcast of KSVP Artesia.